Gentlemen out here who are trying to find a woman to be with long term, I wanted to give you a piece of advice that will help you discern red flag statements to avoid drama later on. See, a lot of the time, men, we are so involved with trying to connect physically with a woman that we don't really collect information and listen to some of the things they say in conversation. But I'm going to tell you 4 statements that are red flags that you should think about before proceeding, and I'm explaining to you why. First, those statements are, if then. Second would be, I'm strong and independent. Third would be, let him lead. And fourth would be, I ain't settling. So let me start from the top. Number 1, if then. This is a statement women like to say when there's something that you are looking for, you told them you like, you want, you appreciate. And as the relationship starts to go, they'll say, well, if then. If you move me in, then I'll cook. If you marry me, then you'll see me clean a house and do X, Y, and Z. Let me tell you something, fellas. People are who they are, men and women. The way you practice is the way you play. So if this woman ain't cooking, she don't clean, she don't do anything positive, don't pray over you, don't speak life into you, just because you marry her or move her in is not going to change that. If then, that's number 1. Number 2, I'm strong and independent. That's a real catchy one, and that always comes across a lot with black women. They're the only ones that have to add that preface onto their name, their gender. No other group does that. Strong and independent. If you're strong and independent, that means you want to be left alone. That's what independent means. You don't need the reassurance or security or advice or guidance or love of a man. You are independent. I don't seek to be independent, and I'm not looking for a woman that wants to be. Number 3, let him lead. Ooh, now that one really flicks my bick. Because at the end of the day, a man who follows God is going to naturally lead and want to lead his family, his woman, in the right direction. Not necessarily controlling her or telling her what to do all the time, but having input on decisions that are going to be best for their future. See, the way it works is a real strong man follows God, and then his woman follows him. That's the way it works in the Bible. So if you want to do it some other way, good luck with your method. And last but not least, I ain't settling. You know, this is a common one I hear a lot from women. It's usually women who are basically probably past their time and prime. But the whole concept of I ain't settling, we are all imperfect. We all have flaws. And the same problem you may find in one person, you inevitably will find it when you go see somebody else. It just may manifest itself in a different way. So the whole I ain't settling thing, people who look for all or nothing usually end up with nothing. So just to run those 4 statements back, so when you hear them, you can recognize them, is number 1, if then. If you do this, then I'll be that. If you do this, then I'll do that. People practice how they play. Number 2, I'm strong and independent. Listen, female and male energy are not supposed to be in competition. They're supposed to be in collaboration. And any woman that says she's strong and independent usually is in some kind of competition with men. You don't need that. Brother, you need a partner in this life. You need to help me. Not somebody you're going to be at odds with and fight with. We got enough people to fight in the world as it is. Number 3, let him lead. Like I said, a strong man on his purpose is naturally going to have leadership qualities. A man that follows God is going to be a leader. And you should be following him if you trust and believe in that man. And last but not least, I ain't settling. We are all imperfect. We all fall short of the grace of God. And there's no perfect person out there. And if you're searching for one, you're going to end up with Jesus. And that's fine if that's what you want. But if you want a man in addition to Jesus, you got to deal with imperfection and work with him. That would be my advice to men. That'd be my advice to women. Take heed.